October is National Seafood Month, and there are so many great recipes to be able to make straight from the sea pantry. So let's start off by featuring the freezer pantry. I've got a really great ingredient here. These are Marine Stewardship Council Certified cod fillets from Norway. And what it means is that in 2014, they were working with the fishery in Norway and ended up confirming that it was sustainably caught with the right catch methods, working with the fishers to make sure that the cod was sustainable and that the fishery was well managed. So you can see, all I need to do is look for the blue fish in the logo, and I'll know that I can source this cod for this beautiful Provencal cod with cannellini beans and tomatoes. This dish is really delicious. So we're going to start off first by thawing the cod fillets. And what you're going to notice, and we want to thaw these in the refrigerator, making sure, of course, that they stay nice and cool and thaw slowly. I really do believe that the freezer is the new fresh, and I think that you can get so many delicious fish and seafood to be able to keep in the sea pantry for dinner every day. And what I'm going to do is just make sure to get all of the moisture off of this cod, because that's what's going to give us this nice, beautiful browned cod once we put it into the pan. So get all of that moisture off. Now the next thing is we're going to make a little Provencal crust. I'm going to take a little Herbs De Provence, which is lavender. It's a combination of oregano, lavender, and herbs. And if you don't have it, it's okay. You could just do the fresh herbs. I've got a little bit of salt to go in this, and some fresh thyme that I've just chopped. And then the last is some fresh basil. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to sort of chiffonade it. So that means rolling the basil and then just cutting over it. And we'll add that to the bowl. And then the last thing is I need to season this with a little bit of black pepper. You can imagine this brightness from the herbs and those dried herbs to be able to make this such a beautiful dish. And then what we're going to do is actually just crust this right over while we get a pan nice and hot. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. You could also do this just by baking these cod fillets in the oven. So remember, look for that blue fish, get those certified cod fillets. You could also use other white fish if you wanted. Just make sure that they also are MSC certified. Now we're going to set this aside, and I want to show you one that I've already made. Because when this gets nice and crisp in the pan with a little bit of hot olive oil, you can see how it browns the herbs just a little bit. Now we're going to set that aside. Now the side dish also is very simple. What I've done is I've just taken some vegetables. In this case, I've got onion. I also have a little bit of bell pepper. And to this, I'm going to add some cannellini beans. Now, what I've made sure to do is rinse these very well. You want to rinse them until the foam dissipates. And then we're just going to put them into the pan, along with our tomatoes. And now you can serve this at room temperature, or you can serve this warm right out of the pan. Just toss it together. And then in the recipe, we have a beautiful vinaigrette that's made with fresh thyme and olive oil and a little bit of garlic. And we're going to toss that in together, along with just a splash of balsamic vinegar. And this really is just a very gentle drizzle of balsamic. And then what I'm going to do is just spoon it into a dish. I want to get all of those flavors in one bite for every serving. We're going to place over the top our cod fillet. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is take a little bit of basil, and we just want to chop it and sprinkle it over the top. Our beautiful MSC certified cod, Provencal style with cannellini beans and tomatoes. Happy National Seafood Month.